looks like we got a bunch of bullshit going on. Looks like everything's running slow here. That's kind of shitty. Let's see if we can knock this shit out. We might have to do this over again. I hope not. But there's looking to be a lot of latency here. I don't like it. What can we turn off? Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And more or less for the gentleman tonight. If we can get this going. It's not acting like it's going to play nice, but maybe things will settle down here a little bit. We'll see. Maybe it'll settle down. It's hard to tell. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But this is an important message. And so I'd like it to actually settle down a little bit here to where things look like they're on time. Not like I'm talking like, like watching an old MacGyver episode or whatever back in the day, Anyways, cheers. Friday night. I hope you're all out there getting stupid and being somebody. And if you're listening to me, then, well, you're not being somebody. But hey, yeah, you're somebody. What are we talking about? Of course you're somebody. I love y'all. Anyways, we're going to get into some stuff here. It's just the nonsense. It never ends. It never ends. It never stops. First of all, see the lid on Wyoming Diesel Power did an awesome job for me this week on my truck. You guys know that I mostly work on my vehicles myself. The weather and the job at hand being as it was, I had to take it somewhere. And so I took it down to Lisa and Roger down at Wyoming Diesel Power, and they did me a solid job. I've taken the thing out, hammered it down. I even left it unplugged last night, which is something I don't do, and it started up. So that's huge. So anyway, thanks to them. Any guys out there that need, serious work done on a diesel truck, something that, I don't have a shop anymore, so I couldn't get it in, undercover, and it's been cold, as any of you up here know. So they got me in. They're busy as hell, but they did a great job. They're good people, and I don't have a complaint in the world about the work they did. Got this fancy hat. And they definitely took care of me. And they're good folks. They're a local business. So please go out and support them. The other plug I'm going to give is for Reliant Federal Credit Union. I don't like banks. I had fraudulent activity happen a while back, and they took care of it. They handled it. They got my money back. So shout out to them. Shout out to Wyoming Diesel Power. You guys rock. Thank you. And now we're going to move on here. Okay, so here's something that's come on my radar recently. Is this whole thing about these incels? Does anybody know what this is all about? I never even knew what this was about. When this first started up, it was all when the Idaho murders happened. And it's heartbreaking for the families that lost their children. Friends that lost their friends. What a fucking nightmare. I can't even imagine the places that those people are at right now. It would just be surreal to have. It's just unfathomable. But what came out when the whole thing happened and they got the Koberger guy, right? Who, and I'm just gonna say that I'm encouraging everybody to look at this like you should. He's not been convicted yet, okay? All this evidence is pointing towards him. A lot of it circumstantial. The dude's weird. There's a lot of weird things that have gone on in this case, but I'm not going to get into that. I want to talk about this incel thing and what that stands for. For those of you that don't know, it's for involuntarily celibate. And I'm not going to bring up any names because I don't want to promote any of these characters? Because there's a couple of them that kind of have a high profile because they went out and murdered people. They were that upset. Now, what involuntarily celibate means is that they want to hook up with the ladies, but the ladies don't pay any attention to them. Now I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to get on. I guess they got chat rooms and shit everywhere. I'm not trying to get on there and I mean, I damn sure don't want to be associated with any of these fucking goofballs, but they apparently are highly misogynistic. They hate women. They call any men and women that are sexually active, they call them Stacy's and Chads, which I always called the Chad something completely different. You know, I mean, that was always the popped collar guy that, you know, was kind of a lame at a frat boy party or whatever. Not that I went to those, unless it was to sock a fool, which we used to do. But that's what they call the dudes that are able to hook up with the ladies. They call them Chads, and then the ladies, they're Stacy's. And because they don't get any action, they are on these chat rooms. There's one of them that's made he's a pudgy bowl haircut looking white dude that made some kind of a, you know, faux rap video or something. Basically, propping up this guy in Toronto that ran through a crowd of people in a U-Haul, and I believe he killed 10 people, 8 of them being females, innocent people. You know, that's what I don't get about this shit. These fucking mass shootings. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, if it's that bad and you want to die, dude, there are ways to go about this, bro. Seriously. Like, there's ways to go about it. And there's motherfuckers out there that'll help you. I mean, I can tell you how to do this shit. You know what I mean? I mean, we had a guy in my unit in the joint that, I mean, we just called him Suicide Watch because this dude every once in a while would just twist. You know what I'm saying? He'd just twist off and he'd decide he was going to, you know, it was the classic cry for help, right? He wasn't planning on killing himself. He was just going to fake like it, you know, take too many pills, you know, say something that, you know, and then you get locked down, you know, and it's like, hey, listen, homie, you know, it's like, dude, you want to do this? Just do it. So these guys that are going, I mean, you know, you're not going down. So I'm not saying any names here because I'm not going to give them that recognition, because to me, these are people that are less than nothing. If you take out innocent people, you know, I mean, it's one thing if you got a beef with somebody. Now, I don't think violence is the answer per se. Now, there are times when maybe it's necessary, right? Like, I mean, everybody knows where I stand on this. I don't like predators, period. But innocent people, nah, that's bullshit. It's bullshit to just go out there and decide that you're going to make a name for yourself. You're going to go down in history because you're just going to go kill random people. That's nonsense. And any of you fucking idiots out there that are thinking about doing that, you know what? Fuck you. Bring it this way, fool. You know, the reason this shit doesn't happen around here is because everybody's packing heat, you know? And we do have officers in the schools that are trained and know what to do, you know what I mean? I mean, I got no problem with that whatsoever. None. I think every school should, I mean, and not like the shit that went down in Texas with that fucking kid, that goofy little spineless turd that, you know, went in there and killed 21 people, and they let him sit in there in that fucking classroom for 77 fucking minutes or whatever it was. Fuck that. But these incels, they sing these songs, they talk all this crazy shit, they've got their little chat rooms, they sit in their rooms and smoke cigarettes, you know. Most of them live in their parents' house. They got no jobs. They have no value. And here's the problem. So this is what we're gonna go after tonight. We're gonna talk about value, and we're gonna talk about men having value. Okay, because we've got a serious, you know, everybody looks at, okay, when you graduate high school, you got to go to college, right? So we've got 60% of college students now are female, 40% are male. And the graduation rate is also got a big difference in it. I spent a lot of time writing all this shit down, but as usual, I'm just going off the cuff because I don't like reading a script. Sorry, not sorry. So you've got a lot more females that are graduating. You've got a big, huge influx in male teachers, which I can understand why a man would want to be a teacher. I mean, you're not getting paid shit. And I mean, I can't imagine going into a classroom and dealing with some of the shit that I've seen on TV and on the news clippings with I watched a dude, a 17-year-old, kick the living shit out of a female teacher last week. And then when they arrested him, he whined and sniveled about how he didn't want to get arrested. But he knocked her out, and she's on the ground, and he's sitting there putting the boots to her. And nobody did anything about it. That's what gets me. Nobody did shit. None of the I can't imagine seeing that happen when I was in high school, I mean, I was talking to somebody about this the other night about the shit that goes on in these schools now that we would have, we were rowdy, sure. But shit like that didn't happen. If there was going to be a fight, okay. It was after school, and it would be someplace out of town, away from everyone, and no one else jumped in. You didn't do this shit where a bunch of other dudes jump on one guy. Didn't happen. It was one-on-one. The fight went down when whoever had obviously lost was on the ground and done, and they essentially tapped out. Typically, it was a hand up, shake hands, walk away. Two dudes are friends within a couple of days, It's done, it's over. And that's how it went. Like, that's how it goes. Like, you stand up for yourself, and in doing so, you get the respect. Even if you get your ass kicked, because everybody gets their ass kicked. But no, now these kids have been taught to tell on themselves. They tell on each other. They point the finger. They all are just little tattletales. And then you throw in these incel bunches, and apparently these guys they get bullied and everything else. And they said that, one of them had even been, taped down to the desk or something. I don't know. How are you going to let that happen? I don't get it. I don't get it. And people that do that to somebody else too, it's like you shouldn't be doing that. You're a fuck up too. If you're doing that shit, if you're picking on somebody like that, bullying them that way, I can't imagine what it's like to be in school with social media. We used to get away with being a jackass because no one was recording it, anymore. You make one wrong move and somebody's got the fucking camera going, and next thing you know, you're on blast with one of their platforms, whatever, the crap chat, or I don't even know what's cool now. I don't even know what they're looking at. I don't know. I got Bookface and Instagram, and I hardly check them. And then the YouTube. And then, wherever else this goes, Spotify or whatever. Anyway, back to the point. The incels. All right, now, I have compassion for these guys, but here's my message, and this is going to be some tough love, and this goes out to all the young men out there. You all need to do whatever it is you need to do to get some value. Because if you don't have any confidence and you don't have any value, then it's no wonder that you're not going to get any attention from the ladies or whoever it is you want to get attention from. I don't know if you're looking for a furry or whatever. I don't know. Not my business, not my circus, not my monkeys. But if you're trying to get attention from somebody in some kind of a romantic relationship, you can't be a weirdo, okay? And you can't run around doing these pickup lines and saying goofy, weird. You have to have value, okay? Where do you get value? It's a good question, isn't it? It isn't from playing video games, all right? So young men out there, here's my advice. Get rid of your video game system. Either fucking throw it in the trash or sell the fucking thing. And when you sell it, go get some fucking tools, or sell all your bullshit, your games and everything, and go buy an old pickup truck. Go get you an old 70s or 80s pickup truck and work on that thing. Figure out the workings of it. Figure out how to be a mechanic, okay? YouTube is fine. Go get a computer. Get a decent computer, okay? That's fine. Go get yourself a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air M2, whatever. You know, learn technology. You got to learn that too. That gives you value. Okay. Learn the workings of a truck. All right. Fix that truck by yourself. If you got to use YouTube videos, do that. Buy yourself tools. Get yourself a good jack. You know, I don't give a shit about the body. That's up to you, but get that thing running tight. Get it right. They're old trucks. You can fix them up. Plus, when the EMP hits, you'll still be able to start the thing. You'll be driving around. You'll be a hero rather than a zero driving around in a fucking Prius that won't even fucking move. You know what I mean? Regardless of that, that's the first thing you need to do. All right? Invest in tools. If you're in high school and you got wood shop or auto shop or anything like that, take it. Learn how to weld. Learn how to work on vehicles. Learn how to build shit. Get some value. Go get a job working construction. Don't work fast food. There's plenty of guys out there that'll hire you. You just got to show up. You got to show up and you got to work. And you're going to learn something. And then you're going to have a truck and you're going to have tools. All right? One thing that, my grandfather always told me is a man that's got a truck, some tools and some know-how is never going to go hungry. And there's nothing truer. I've been a lot of places in life, but the one thing I've never been is jobless. I don't work for anybody anymore. I work for myself. And that's the position that you want to put yourself in, is where you can do what you want to do. You're going to have to serve somebody for a while because you're a youngster and you don't know shit. But go out there and learn shit. Get value. With value comes confidence. When you know how to do something, when you get done with a day of work, let me tell you this. Even as a kid at 18, 19 years old, after a busted-ass day at 115 degrees out in the fucking Nevada desert working in a 6-foot trench, after a 10-hour day, I could go sit down in a bar and feel good about what I did that day. I was confident. And my paycheck every week was great. At that age, it was awesome, I've never, and I'm not bragging or anything like that. This is not meant to be braggadocious. I've never used a pickup line. I've never gone to a bar and gone up and tried to approach a woman. No. I go in and I do my thing with confidence. Maybe I notice a lady, whatever. I'm not going up to a group of ladies that are sitting with their friends and trying to talk to them. I'm not sending them drinks. I'm not buying drinks. I'm waiting, if they come up and talk to me because they don't understand why I'm not coming and talking to them. And they're sitting over there looking and watching going, well, who's this guy? Yeah. You incel dudes, you have to have a little bit of confidence and you have to have, it's called swagger. It's called a cold stroll. Like, I'm walking up the street and I see a dude walking towards me. I can tell exactly who he is just by the way he walks. And they could see the same in me. And it's like, well, that dude's got a cold stroll. He must know what's up. You're walking around and saying weirdo shit. Quit playing Dungeons and Dragons and magic and doing goofy little kid shit. All right? I know a lot of you haven't had a male role model out there to kick your ass around a little bit. But, you got to get out there and you got to do something. And otherwise, you're just going to sit there in these chat rooms and you're going to end up being one of these fucking goofballs. You don't want to be one of these goofballs. Everybody's got, you got something to offer, Young men I see in this country are just on the decline, And here's the thing, like Bill Burr says, there's no feminists in a house fire. Women don't want some goofy little androgynous weakling. They want a guy that, that can fix something when it's broke. They want to be able to say, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? You need to be able to fix a light switch. You need to be able to screw in a fucking light bulb, fix a goddamn toilet, replace a toilet, work on your truck, I mean, you can learn anything on YouTube. It's a great tool. I'm almost 50 years old. I use it all the time because I don't know everything, but I try and learn something new every goddamn day. You know, read, read books, write, get a journal, write in the journal. Who cares what it's about? Just write. It's a great way to get the things out that you need to get out. Get off the stupid video games. Quit playing that shit. Quit the gaming, okay? It's done. You're not a 4-year-old. Get a job. Get out there. Get a hammer. Get nail bags. Buy good tools, okay? Buy good tools. I'm not talking about going and buying shit. Don't go get some garbage ass shit from Walmart. Go and hit the lumber yard. Hit the, you know, the local hardware store. Don't go to Home Depot. Don't go to Lowe's. Go to your local whatever. A small mom and pop type place. There's not many of them around anymore, but go to the lumber yard. Get yourself a good set of nail bags. Get a good hammer. 2 hammers. Get a framing hammer. Get a finish hammer. Get yourself a set of chisels. Some nail punches. A nice tape measure. All right? Get some suspenders for the nail bags. Get yourself a pair of work boots. Good work boots. Not some cheapo shit from Walmart. Go get some good Ariat work boots, whatever you got near you. Go buy some fucking blue jeans, Levi's, Carhartts, whatever, Keys. Get fucking plain colored t-shirts without goofy shit all over them. Get some wife beater tank tops. Get a fucking decent hat. A work hat. Something with a logo like this on it, right? Not some goofy ass hat that says some stupid ass shit. Quit listening to dumbass music. Turn on some rock and roll. You know what I mean? If you got Spotify, put some fucking Metallica on there. I mean, you want to be an incel? Go ahead. Fine. That's fine. That's great. But if that's how you want to live your life and you end up being some fucking mass shooter because you're upset because you can't get laid, I don't know. I can't figure a worse way to go. And it's got to be a shitty way to go. You don't have to go that way. You need help? You need advice? Hey, hit me up. You can call me a life coach, whatever. I'll help your ass out. I know plenty of people that'll hire your ass, and you might have to go work a little bit. But you know what? You go out and you work, and you save your money. And you quit playing little kid, silly ass fucking games. And you quit with the chat rooms. You get off that shit. You're not online to talk to other dipshits. They're shitting their pants. I saw a guy doing that. He was shitting his pants and they're all watching and laughing about how funny it is. That's not funny. There's nothing funny about, dude, I figure once you're 16, 17, I don't give a shit about 18. You're a grown man. You're so learn to do, you don't have to go to college. College is something that, I don't understand this whole thing. Everybody goes to college. I mean, I graduated high school I was just shy of like a 3.5. I didn't have any academic scholarship offers. The only reason I went is because I could hit a ball with a stick. That's what I knew I could do at that point in time in my life. And I that's how I was able to get out of this town. Figure out what it is. If you got to go to school and go to, learn how to be a diesel mechanic, go do it. You want to go learn how to be a welder, go do it. You're going to make money. And you're probably going to get out of there without debt. And you're going to be out there making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year within a year or two. And you're going to have a skill. You're going to know how to do something. And let me tell you what, that goes a long way. And you can get your education through other routes. You have the whole world of information right in front of you, in your fingertips, on your stupid fucking phone, on your computer screen. It's all right there. Everything known to man is right there in front of you on the internet. You don't have to go to college. You go spend a bunch of money, go live in a dorm. Go get your own fucking place. Who cares? Take that old truck, and go get a camper shell for it. Buy a generator. Figure it out. Go live in a tent. Shit, I've been homeless numerous times. Some of the best times I ever spent in my life. Homeless. Not knowing what was going to happen the next. I mean, that's visceral experience. That's life. That's adventure. That's what you fucking guys are lacking. You don't have any adventure. You don't have any. You're not taking any risks. You're not doing anything to grow. And you have to fall on your face to grow. You have to fail. You have to fail to succeed. You can't just go through life and be mediocre. I'm sorry. I might sound like some kind of fucking goofball motivational speaker, but I'm telling you, you've got to fail. It's going to happen. And I'm not telling you to I'm not just giving you the green light to just go out there and flop around. So go out there and give it what you got, and you're going to still fuck up. Trust me, my best thinking has put me in prison for fuck's sake. So be it. So fucking be it. That makes up who I am. You go through something like that, and guess what? You realize you come out and you start over from nothing. You grow. You put it together. You figure it out. You become who you want to be. You're never going to become who you fully want to be. That's just part of it too. If you become who you want to be, if you're content with who you are, then guess what, dude? You're mediocre, and you're not growing anymore. I don't want to be content. I don't want to be happy. I want to struggle. I want to be down in the mire. I want to grind it out. You know what I mean? That's why I do the things I do, day in, day out, because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to become better, right? I'm not trying to be perfect. There is no perfect, but try to be better. That's why I play guitar every day. You know why? And that's for me, because I've always wanted to be a guitarist. And yeah, everybody's like, you're fucking almost 47 years old and fucking playing guitar? Yeah, fuck you. I do what I want, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, period. And that's the problem that we have. We're controlled by weak men. And the thing is that weak men are ruining society. I hear these women bitching about, men not wanting to date. Why do you think they don't want to date you? Because they've been told they're toxic. Men, you ain't toxic. Okay? That's bullshit. You get, these men get force-fed this. You're racist. You're toxic. You're a homophobic fucking, misogynistic fucking piece of shit. Don't listen to that shit. Treat everybody right. Treat everybody with respect. Trust me. Women want a dude that can operate. Not some fucking mealy-mouthed little fucking internet keyboard warrior. It's no wonder you guys aren't getting any. And it's, for the most part, some of it's your fault, and a lot of it's not. I get sick of listening to people bitch about the millennials, because we created them. The boomers, Gen Xers, people my age, we got kids that age. We created this shit. So what are we going to do? We make something and we're going to blame them for what we made them? Now, we got to take responsibility. And young men, you got to take some responsibility too. You can't just sit there in mom's basement. You got to step up, step out, go do something, okay? This playing whatever the fuck you play online, this Call of Duty shit, or whatever the hell it is you're doing, where you're shooting people. It's no wonder we got this shit going on. Quit playing games where you're shooting people. Start going out and helping people. I don't care what you do. Go out and find the old lady up the street that, you know how many old ladies are out there that need something done? All you got to do is look at the house. You see paint peeling? Go offer to fucking paint the thing. Learn how to paint. Even if you don't know how to do it. Go get a job doing something that you don't know how to do. My brother asked me years back, how come you always got a job? It's like, because every time I have an opportunity, I tell guys I can do whatever. And I did it so many times. I'd say, yeah, can you do this? Sure. Knowing full well I couldn't do it. But guess what? I had a truck, tools, work boots, and a little bit of construction knowledge, and it grows upon itself, a lot of those jobs I would never do again in my life. But guess what? Just from doing them, it built character, gave me knowledge and confidence. And that's the big thing. And that's what I see lacking in young men, is there's no confidence. I see these young men just they don't know anything. They just kind of slink around, heads down. You know, walk with your head held high. Look people in the eye. Shake hands with a man. You know, you don't have to. Quit wearing fucking stupid shit. Get rid of your fucking goofy garbage that you're wearing around. This is like probably one of the most. I mean, you wear t-shirts with a simple logo on them, right? I mean, when you go to work, you wear a plain t-shirt. Get gray t-shirts. Get white, white t-shirt. Sure, when you're working, those things get dirty as hell. But there's nothing wrong with having a dirty shirt or dirty pants. I mean, I wear Levi's fucking cowboy boots and fucking old hat. Got long hair, covered in tattoos. And when I walk into a place, which I don't do that often, but I mean, I can walk into the bar and sit down and I can guarantee you this. I'm going to have females come up to me. And I'm not bragging. But I don't give a shit. I don't care about them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to a group of girls out with their friends. Just like I don't want to talk to a bunch of dudes that are out there. That's like I go lone wolf. Do your own thing. Walk your own path. Because it's only you. You were born alone, you're going to die alone. Get used to it. Figure it out. Get comfortable with yourself. Have the inner arguments with yourself. Fight those inner battles. Figure out who you are. And then be confident in it. Become a monster. Understand that you're a monster. But you have to become that first. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to go through it, and it's not easy. But if you know what's up, you don't want easy. If you want easy, then guess what? You're going to be an incel. That's going to be the way it is. You want easy, you're an incel, and then that's what it is. You're going to be stuck on chat rooms watching guys shit their pants. Is that where you want to be in your 20s? I mean, I watched this guy the other night. He's out there. He's 28 years old, and he's singing these horrible. I mean, he reminded me of that kid that used to be on that fucking dumbass Jimmy Kimmel show. What was that kid's name? That little fat kid? I can't remember his name. He was funny. But he was confident, though, because he was funny. And that's what you are. Then go be funny. Go do stand-up, You want to play music? Play music. Go after it. But don't just do shit in half measures. You can do whatever you want to do, but you got to do something other than sit in your mom's basement and sit on chat rooms and watch guys shit their pants and whine about how come women won't give you any attention. You have to demand the attention. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you bring value and you know you have value, then trust me, you're gonna get attention. You don't know how many times I hear, "Oh, it's just nice to know there's a real man out there." When I pull up in my diesel truck and my fucking trailer and back that fucker up and stop it right there on a fucking dime and start unloading and go in to fix something for some, I mean, that's what women are looking for. They might act like they want the fucking male feminist, but if you're a male feminist, dude, you're a fucking douchebag. There's a reason that men and women are different, and there's not equity. There can be equality, but there's not equity. There's not equity between men, women, anybody. You treat people equally. You treat people well. You treat people with respect. But at the end of the day, there's not equity. You get what you get from what you put in. So men out there, listen, young men, start putting something into it. Put something into it. Take my advice. Sell your fucking video games. You can go get yourself a cheap truck for not that much. Go buy the goddamn truck. If you don't have a driver's license, I see a lot of this too. These kids 17, 18 don't even have a goddamn driver's license. Go get a fucking license. Learn how to fucking drive. You think any girl wants anything to do with some dude that doesn't even have a fucking car? It doesn't matter what kind of ratty old piece of shit it is. If it's fucking tuned up and that thing runs, put a fucking stereo in it. And listen to some real music. Quit listening to this goddamn mumbly fucking bumbly bullshit. Something with fucking jam. Something with some guitar and some fucking loud drums. Some guy fucking screaming and yelling, and listen to this fucking mumbly pig, whatever the hell this shit is. It's silly. or your electric. What, Jesus. Some of it ain't. Some of the EDM shit's. I don't know. Some of it's not the worst. I couldn't listen to it for very long though. I mean, you know, get yourself a fucking razor and shave. Either grow your hair out or cut it off. You know, I got long hair, but I used to fucking buzz that shit down to nothing if I didn't have long hair. My whole life I've either grown it out long or I've had it buzzed. You don't walk around with these third grader fucking haircuts. You know, you're not in third grade. You don't need that fake ass faux hawk shit, putting a fucking mousse and shit in there. Grow it out or shave it off. You know, or slick it back. Get some fucking grease and slick that fucker back. Use some motor oil on it. But young man, you know, you guys are the future. I mean, think about this. All right, I'm fine. I'm all for female rights. I love women. You know, nothing bad about women. But guess what? Without men, I wouldn't be talking to you on this right now. You wouldn't have lights on in your house. You wouldn't have heat. You wouldn't have a roof over your head. Men built this world. And so it's high time that we quit taking this shit that we're fucking worthless, because we aren't. But you need to get some value, and you need to know your value, and that gives you confidence, and confidence gives you swagger. And then when you got that, dude, you got it. You got it. Then you're ready to go out there and fail your way to the top over and over again. Because undoubtedly, if that's the mindset that you have, you're going to lose it all. But you're going to be able to get it back because you know that you can, because you've been through it. Trust me, some of the most successful men I know out there have flopped and flailed and been at the end of their rope and just down as far as you can be. And I've been there too. And undoubtedly, it's probably going to happen again. I mean, that's life. But you got to roll with it, and you got to embrace that shit. You got to embrace the idea that you're going to fail. And you got to take that failure and those low times, and you've got to understand that that's when you learn. And those are sometimes the best times of your life. I mean, the times I look back on when I was the lowest are the times I look back on with fondness, because that's where I made friends that I know I can trust. Anybody that sticks with you through that, you know you can trust. And if somebody doesn't if you don't have anybody sticking with you, so what? You get through it. And that does you just as well, because then all of a sudden you understand what it takes. You got to stand tall. You got to get some value. You know, take my advice one way or another. And I mean, here's what I'm telling you, youngsters. And the times we're coming up on, you need to know how to do something. These kids out there that don't even know how to. I mean, dude, if you're a youngster out there, and see, I got it right here on my. If you don't know what kind of driver that takes, if you don't know the difference between an impact or a drill, or what a pair of channel locks is, Phillips, flathead, learn, figure it out. These are things that you need to do. And the world depends on it. I mean, you know, we're not here very long. You know, it's like, what do you want to do? You want to flop around, play video games, and then just go commit suicide while you take a bunch of innocent people out? It doesn't seem like a very good idea to me. And I don't know where this shit comes from. I don't know if it's from these video games or if it's from what you're getting in school, because you're not getting anything in school. You got to question everything too. Question everything. Anything anybody tells you. Here's the other thing. You don't say anything without being able to back it up. You don't speak about anything without being able to back it up. You don't gossip. You don't talk rumors. You don't trample on your brother, right? You're not going to come up by crawling on somebody else's back when they're down. That's when you reach down and you give somebody a hand up. Go out there and volunteer. Go find a homeless person and give them some money. Who cares if they spend it on drugs? That's on them. But talk to them. Do you know how much, you don't know what comes from that? I mean, I do it all the time. There's not homeless people in Cody, Wyoming, but if I'm in a place where there's homeless people around on the street and shit, I go up and hand them something, a little something, and I'll talk to them. Ask them, how you doing? You all right? You know? Do you know how that can change somebody's life? Just acting like you care. Not even acting like you care, but actually caring. And you know what that does for you? It helps you out. It gives you empathy. It lets you know that it shows you that there's, the people that you think are nothing are actually, there's some reason why they're out there. There's nobody, hardly anybody out there that wants to be on the street. There's some people, yeah, they're mentally ill, and that's what that's what they're stuck with in life. But if you go out and help somebody, go volunteer at a soup kitchen, for fuck's sake. Go volunteer at a homeless shelter. Go help some senior citizens. Go sit down and play cards with an old man in the park or something. I mean, there's things that you can do other than just sit around and play video games and bitch and whine because women won't pay attention to you. Trust me, you do these things and women are going to take notice. You have to have value. How do you get value? You have to go out and you have to learn. And what's it take to learn? It's going to take some failure and some flopping and some flailing around. That's what life is. Sorry, not sorry. But you're going to have to understand that it's not living in your basement with your mom and, eating fucking bagel bites and being a fat ass. Get some weights. Get a gym membership. Go out and run. Get a bicycle or whatever the fuck you got to do. Just start doing push-ups. Start doing 25 push-ups every morning. Start with 25. Start with 5. Start with 3. Doesn't matter. Whatever you can do it, and then do it more tomorrow and the next day. Get sore. Quit eating fucking junk food and sugar and shit. No more fucking ding dongs, ho hos, and fucking Twinkies and all that shit. Fucking start eating meat and fucking vegetables. Ditch the bread. I mean, there's no reason. You can whine about being fat, whatever. I was a fat kid. I've been a fat. I've gone up and down. I've always struggled with weight. But at almost 47 years, I'm 6 feet. I'm about 190 pounds, and you know what? To me, that's pretty good shape, especially since I can't feel my fucking legs from the knees down. And hopefully that gets fixed. Hopefully next week they figure out what's going on there. I'm not here to whine about it. I'm not crying about it. It ain't no fucking big deal. It's just what it is. I'm lucky to be alive. Every day is a fucking treasure to me. I mean, you'd have told me 20 years ago at 26, 27 years old that I'd be alive at this point in time. Yeah, right. But here it is. So every day's a gift. Treat it like that. Don't whine and snivel. Get off the chat rooms. Stop this shit. You fuckers out there that think you want to go out and shoot somebody, fucking stop it. If that's what you want to do, just go and just do it to yourself. Don't take anybody with you. Nobody else. It's short enough as it is to take out innocent people. I don't know what you think you're doing. I don't know what you think you're getting out of it. If you're trying to, gain some kind of fame, if you want your name to go down. I'm not saying any of your names. Notice that? None of them. Because I think that anybody who does that is a fucking pussy. You want to go out and fight, go fight somebody bigger than you. Don't pick on people. As for the bullies, you guys need to knock that shit off too, because you never know who's walking around the corner. You never know when I'm going to be coming around the corner. I fucking hate bullies. I do not like those motherfuckers. I can be loud and boisterous, and I can be pretty fucking straightforward and honest, and I don't speak the King's English. But I tell you what, I'll look out for the underdog every time I have a chance to. Every time I see somebody getting picked on or fucked with by somebody that's a bully, guess what? I don't care how big you are. You want to fight? You want to go fucking see how tough you are? Go fight somebody bigger than you. Go fight a bully. Don't be a bully. Go take on a bully. I'm not giving you the green light to go out there and be violent, but I'm saying stand up. I mean, I see stories about women getting fucking raped on trains, and dudes are sitting there filming it and letting it happen right in front of them. I can't even, there's no way that flies if I'm on that train. I don't care how big that son of a bitch is. I don't care. I don't care if he's got a gun. That ain't flying. That's who you need to be, because you know what? That's just stepping up and being a man. And men, we are in a crisis right now. I just see men going downhill. And it's not about being misogynistic. It's not about disliking women or anything like that. It's about being a man. We have different roles, men and women do. It's just it's biology. And you can say whatever you want to me about that. I don't give a shit. Sure, there's some tough women out there, but guess what? There's no possible way. You put me in a ring with I don't care any of the top women fighters. Yeah, they're probably gonna hit me a number of times, but guess what? It takes one punch from me and it's over. I mean, I could throw a baseball fucking 90 miles an hour. You don't think I could throw a punch? And that's not bragging or anything like that. It's just that we have different roles. We have different characteristics. And that's not saying that, you got a little kid and he likes the color. Hell, my son liked the color pink when he was little. I got buy him pink shit everywhere. You letting him wear pink? Yeah, who cares? It's just a fucking color. That's just part of growing up. It ain't a big thing. And I don't give a shit if you're where you're at with the alphabet. Doesn't matter to me. Are you a decent person or not? But these incels, I just thought I'd approach this because this is something that I didn't even know this was a thing until recently, until this whole thing with the Koberger deal. And then they were saying this shit about this guy, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I start doing a little homework on it, and I find out that this is actually a thing. And if you're one of these characters, hey, look, and you hear this, reach out. I'll help you. I'll have a talk with you. I'll have the talk with you that you probably need to have. You probably need to hear it. I don't care. If that's where you're at in life and you're struggling and you got problems with the ladies or whatever, and you just don't know what to do except for watch guys shit their pants in a chat room, hit me up. I'll help you. Gladly. I won't even charge you for it. But you might get some tough love, but I'll help your ass out. That's all I've got to say. I'm all about helping people out. You know what I mean? I'm not doing what I do here for any other reason. I'm not trying to make money or anything like that. I'm trying to process this world the best that I can, and this is my way of putting that out there, I guess, because I'm kind of just a do-it-yourself guy that is old enough now. I don't give a shit about going to the bars, and I'm perfectly happy by myself. You know what I mean? I got no problems with it. I used to be Mr. Good Time Charlie, and I don't even know when the last time was I went to a bar. And usually if I do go, it's like I go in and have like one drink and then I'm out, because I don't like it's like, what have you been doing? Been staying busy? It's like, fuck you. Wow, don't ask people that. You've been staying busy. Don't ask them that. Ask them a real question. That's another thing. I never ask them, you been staying busy? Fuck that. It's not about, if you're doing what you love, then you're staying busy. Like, I do what I love every day, all day. I don't have downtime. Some people might think that, what I'm like I said, like playing the guitar, something I always wanted to do. Pushing 50, life is over halfway done for me. But there's still a lot left. And so I'm going to do what I want to do. And you need to do the same. So this incel bullshit, come on. You can be as ugly as sin, and you can go out there, and if you got some value, you're going to have some ladies want to talk to you. Bring something to the table. Just learn some shit. I'll help you. I got no problem with it. I would love to. That would help me out too. Because you know what? We get the best things that we get in life come when we give to others. It's not from being selfish or stingy or out there chasing money. The best things that you get, the most rewarding times in your life, is when you stop and take time to help somebody who needs it. And sometimes you're going to get burned, and that's part of it too. That's part of life. But you can't just be so cold and callous to it. But if you don't have anything to offer, it's kind of hard to help anybody. So have something to offer. It's called value. All right. On that note, I'm going to bounce out. We've been going for 50 minutes here, and that's enough time of me talking to myself. So, as I always say, from 52 miles east of Yellowstone Park in Coyote, Wyoming, you've been listening to the Mike Files. I'm your host, Michael File. Be good or be good at it. In all things, be kind and do no harm. I don't even know what button I'm going to hit. That's not it. We'll find one. Or maybe we won't. I was going to do some, I had this old man thing set up I was going to do, but, There we go. Later.